Okay, so today, day 3 with Monroe. I just saddled her in the barn, brought her down here, so throw the bit on and kind of move her around a little bit. But today, anytime that I come into the round pen with a colt, I have a plan, and you kind of need to have a plan and stick to it, or you'll probably not be very precise with your direction and information, and then therefore your result won't be very precise. So the more specific I can be with her, then the better the result is going to be. So today, and you got to set realistic goals. So my plan needs to be attainable, and that's kind of half the battle, is figuring out what is attainable at this stage for her. So previously, you guys saw me, I round penned her a little bit. I round penned her off Romeo. I snubbed her up with him. I kind of moved her around. And I got on, had her walking out decently, got a few trot steps. Okay, so today my goal, which I think is attainable, is to get her freed up a little bit more and trotting out in here a little bit better. And something else about goals is that you don't want to get greedy, right? So just, if I accomplish that, if that was my goal and I accomplished it in the first 10 minutes, then I should be done, right? But typically we want to keep pushing because they're doing good, and then that's where we kind of run into trouble. So lofty yet I think somewhat attainable goal is to get a few strides at a lope with her today, but specific. And by that I mean when I ask for it, kind of how I ask for it, and fairly light at the same time. I don't want to race it into it. So the trot is going to be, and I'll talk to you while I'm doing it, I'm going to be real specific about how I turn her, where I turn her while we're trotting. So I'll pick posts that I turn at in the round pan. Anything I can do to help her, or help relay that I'm asking for something very specific from her. So I'm just going to send her out here on the end of this Macadie for a bit. And at this stage, I mean it's day 3 only, but I don't use a round pen as a tool to tucker them out, to get them tired to where I can handle them. The round pen is just kind of a communication tool where I can communicate to her without having her in a halter or on a lunge line or anything about where to turn, and that I can establish control and etc. So all I'm going to do is get her moving out on the end of this Macadie a little bit, just to let her feel that saddle again. If she's got any buck in her today, because she's getting fairly soft to the bit, I'm going to stop her. I'm going to make that uncomfortable for her to do, to just kind of retrain her that that's not an answer for anything when she gets a little bit concerned. So I'm going to just, it'll look like lunging her. I'm just going to get her moving forward. Initially at just a walk. And I'm just kind of getting her focused here. There's lots of other horses around. She's distracted. So I'll do this to the point that I've got her attention before I ever climbed on her. So I might have to raise her emotions a bit to get her attention, so I'll bring her up into a trot. And just like we did on the previous videos, where I'm going to disengage her hindquarter, touch my emergency brake here. So when I pull on this left rein, on this Macadie, her hip should go away from me, and she should turn on her forehand. Okay, still forward movement there, so we'll do it again. Pull. A little bit better. Nitro. Still forward movement. Bugging her with that pressure on the bit until she stops those front feet. she thought she was just supposed to keep going around me there. And I had to help her a little bit with body position just to give her that indication. I want your hip moving only and not your front end. And then I just take it all away, take all the pressure away. Now I'll do it again. It probably won't take many times. Actually, don't even want to move forward now. Okay, I'll just do it out of walk here. Pressure, hip moves away, front end still. Okay. Raise the emotions, speed her up a bit. Okay, I can do it this other way without switching that rein over. I mean, it's on a Macadie, so I can't. I just got to be mindful that the pressure's coming from the other side of her mouth now. Good. Don't let her come into me. That's not what I was asking for there. Okay, I'll send her again. Okay, pressure on. Hip moves away. Front end still. Good. No. I'm just going to let her move out. I'm going to get her up into a lope. She got a little humpy there, so I just got after her. Do that again so I can really get after her. I'm just going to let her stop. Walked away when I wasn't asking her to, so I put pressure on the bit. Okay, I want to move her out that left lead a little bit more. Still lots of forward motion there. I want her, if she comes to a standstill, I want her standing still. And then give her a chance to stand still. Okay, so far I got her, she loped, few strides on each lead. Wasn't scared by that. We tested our emergency brake a little bit to the left with some emotion. So I'll get on.